Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the SideQuest, your weekly journey into the wonderful world of video games and the culture around video games. That could be a whole bunch of stuff. It could be little things, it could be big things, it could be other
Chicken
things.
Jockey.
I don't know. It could be Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey.
We'll get into that. I'm one of your wonderful hosts, Dolly Demosky, but the much more wonderful, much more beautiful, much more attractive, much better bearded hosts, JJ Holder right here, and Zach Quest over here, who's blown out. I'm not milking you guys. How you guys doing, my beautiful babies?
I'm doing wonderful.
Doing my thing over here.
Doing your thing, eh? Okay. Doing your thing is a good thing. Zach, welcome back. The last time you froze and that was it.
Yeah, you just died on stream.
Yeah,
had some internet issues. Had to buy a new router. And we're back.
And we are back. Back is good. It's good to have you.
It's 9:12, by the way. Not
it is.
9:15.
Is it? Yeah.
So
well,
we're early, if anything, really. I mean.
Think about that. Yeah, for sure. Is Exaginous giving us hell as usual, which he usually does? He will be in a minute if he hasn't yet. Because I'm not looking at the screen, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it is wonderful to have you. I want to go over quickly our wonderful Patreon supporters. You can go to patreon.com/sidequestingtv, support us because we need the money. Shit's getting expensive, and we're not even talking about video games, but we'll get into that in a second. We're talking about hosting and all that wonderful stuff. I got the hosting bill, went up again. Wonderful New Year hosting stuff. It's great. Anywho, you can go to Patreon. Thank you to everybody. They're terrific. Thank you to our executives, Tom Johnson and Punctified. You can find both them all over the place. Discord, Facebook. You can find them at their houses. I'll give you their address. I'm just kidding. You can find them on Blue Sky. I know Punctified is at Punk, PUNKDEFIED. And Tom is, I think it's at Tom Johnson.
Yeah.
So there you go. Thank you also to our producer, Stefan Swanlin, Zero the Prototype, Exaginous, and Jeff Grubb. One Jeffrey Grubb. Always good things to have good times and good people to have supporting us.
We have a new one. His name's Hideo Kojima.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, Hideo Kojima. Sounds like he's from Nebraska.
Yeah.
So good times. Hey, welcome. We do want to just give a shout out to everybody who's going through shit. We all are. So let's all go through shit together by talking about fun things and video games and good stuff. And we're going to talk a little bit about news, and then we'll get into the stuff we've been playing. I did want to talk a little story. And I posted about this in the Discord, and I can't stop thinking about this. So me, my brother, who will be at PAX, you can join us at PAX on Thursday, 3:30 in the Bumblebee Theater, as we go over the Furious 7, the best mediocre games, many which will be licensed. I've already gotten several returned in several games sent over to me, so I'm very happy about the results so far. I'm planning a couple interesting little things, and surprise, I'm just telling JJ now we're gonna do a ranking during this panel, and we've got giveaways, and that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun. And later that evening, starting at 6 o'clock, after you've had your fill of the show floor and you've hung around with us enough, you can hang around with us even more, because we will be at the Howl at the Moon, Boston, for the 4th annual SideQuesting party known as the SideQuest. That's what we're calling it this year because I couldn't think of a name and I was lazy. Confirmed. Again, just show up there. It's free to get in. You can register through Eventbrite. You don't need to, but we're just doing it just to kind of help us get a little bit of a head count understanding of how many folks are coming. So again, don't need to, but if you do show up, just mention SideQuesting or SideQuest or PAX, and you'll be all set to get in for free. Again, all it is, it just helps keep track. And there's free food. There's an awesome, huge appetizer bar that JJ knows for a fact that it's really good. Like last year, Sam and I loaded up. They had these jalapeno poppers I enjoyed, and also the macaroni and cheese Fried mac and cheese, so freaking good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about mac and cheese bites, but my body cannot handle them. They do not. It rejects them. It rejects them hard. It doesn't matter where they're from.
But it'll be a lot of fun. Again, that's a Howl at the Moon from 6 to 11 on that Thursday, May 8th. Again, that's after our panel at PAX East, Thursday, May 8th at 3:30 with a bunch of us from SideQuesting, and also our good friend Virender, who's going to be there. He's appearing on an episode, and Sarah will be back from. She's done the panel with us the last 3 years. And oddly enough, I found the recording of the panel from 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago. That's right. It was our second. Was it our second panel? No, 2022. That was our first panel.
It was our first panel. We did two that year.
That's right. And I found I also found the panel of the Wordle Royale, which was still a riot. And JJ was a supervillain during the Wordle Royale panel. So I've been floating those links. I might repost them.
You need to let the people feel a sense of victory when they get it right. And so being a dickhead to them is like
is wonderful.
It makes this victory all that much sweeter when it makes me mad. So
and we'll have that level of fun and insanity this year at PAX East. I do want to dive into a quick story. Like I said, my brother and I and a couple of our buddies went out on Saturday. First time really for me leaving the house and spending any considerable amount of money. And by that I mean like more than $30. This year. And we went out, just had a couple of drinks, had some grub, and then we were leaving the parking structure, and the car in front of us was having a hell of a time scanning their ticket in the automated parking sensor scanner, right? So they're in the car, the guy's leaning over, he's scanning. We're right behind them. And there's like the number of cars that are loading up behind us is growing. I think when I looked back at one point, there was easily like 7 or 8 cars behind us at like a little bit after midnight. So people are getting very angsty. They're starting to yell and they're honking and that kind of stuff. Well, the lady directly behind us, after quite literally what seemed like seven hours of waiting, but was probably more like 5 minutes, the lady behind us hadn't honked, but she rolls her window down, sticks her head out the window, and yells, "Honk, honk!" And for no reason, all of us in the car were like, "What the hell just happened?" Yeah. She just yelled, "Honk, honk." And that was it. And we're just like, okay.
Do you remember the Mitch Hedberg joke with the car horn?
No.
He was like, we should only be allowed like 3 uses a year. And just like, when somebody cuts you off, you're like, damn it. I wish I didn't see Ricky on the sidewalk.
Hedberg was the best.
It reminds me of Roy Kent from Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Whistle because he's allergic to metal, so he says whistle instead of.
That's right, whistle. Yeah. Zach has been had watched Ted Lasso, and I'm glad you did.
Amazing. Oh my
You've
God.
caught up. I have a Believe sign that I bought. It's not a Ted Lasso Believe sign. It's a Christmas Believe sign that I got at the dollar store after Christmas, and it says Believe, and it's great. So I had it up above my doorway. Let's get into some quick news. And boy, has it been a crazy news week. Not really, but kind of. I'm going to start with this one. Because this is a news item that's been I have 2 news items that have been kind of growing. This one has been growing very quickly. And that is that Minecraft the movie has hit $550 million globally. It knocked another 80 million in the US. 280 million domestically so far. It is by all intents and purposes, it is a hit. $500 million. It has reinvigorated the movie going cinemas.
I love that. I love the Minecraft movie. Like, I don't know. It just it spoke to the right crowd, which it should have. I always expected it. I was like, good or bad, it's going to be a hit. Like despite what the internet people on like social media would have you to believe, Minecraft ain't dead and is not dead in the slightest.
Completely agree. So I saw the movie. and it was, I think, the first 40 to 40. My daughter wanted to see it because of all the memes.
Yeah.
So we went and saw it, and she's kind of out just at the top end of the age range of seeing the Minecraft movie. And so we get in there, and it's a bunch of kids from like 6 years old through to 13, right? So that's the majority of them, like the really hardcore Minecraft Roblox crowd, right? And my daughter's out of that group now, but she understands the memes and stuff. And they were so freaking loud. The kids in this theater knew lines to the movie. I don't know how many times they've seen it. My daughter knew lines, even though she had never seen the movie. People in our row were like, "I am Steve," and like everybody screamed it. I'm like, okay, that's a line. That's something, I don't know. And then obviously the whole chicken
jockey,
which, by the way, that is nothing. It's literally just a chicken on a horse or a gremlin on a chicken.
Here's the lore.
Yeah, there's lore, Dally.
There's lore.
It was always like a rumor within the community that was going to happen, and it became like a thing within the gaming within the games community that it would happen. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's cool in the moment, even if you don't know it. But if you're like a fan and you've been keeping up with the game, it's like, oh, clearly, the people writing this movie know the development of this game and know the community, which I think is like, despite the memes and despite like people throwing popcorn and going crazy and stuff, like despite the memes and stuff, that just that moment alone, having to be that deep inside the community, kind of shows the heart of what the movie is, which I think is really like cool.
Like, to us, it doesn't. This movie is not great, but boy does it hit that target demographic. Like, they knew what they were going for.
The Zoomers have their Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I look back at like Sonic. This is like the state of gaming movies, right? The Sonic franchise has been good. They're actually like pretty well written movies, and they appeal to more than just like kids. And I think that they're designed to appeal more than just kids. And I think that's why
they're designed to appeal to kids just as much as they're designed to appeal to the 40-year-olds who were kids in 1993.
Exactly. But Sonic isn't as big as like Minecraft or Mario, right? So Sonic is only appealing to the folks who know of Sonic. And that's why, I mean, it still had awesome numbers. It made like $500 million each of the Sonic movies, but it does have a top end. But that's great. That's totally fine. Then you had the Mario movie. I think Sonic and Mario set up like the success of the Mario movie, getting that over $1 billion. What was it, like 1.3 billion, and by the end, whatever it was, that set up this movie, because this is that Super Mario movie crowd. It was, when you went to the Mario movie, it was a bunch of kids who were like from 2 to like 7. Well, cut to a couple years, 2-3 years later, however long it's been, 2 years later, 3 years later, whatever. Cut to that time, they've grown into Minecraft, and they know what memes are, and it worked perfectly from that standpoint. So, like, this was where the Mario movie, you may have seen a couple of us dudes in our 40s going by ourselves, right? But the Minecraft movie wasn't. It was solely like teens and preteens. Like, that's who wanted to see this movie, and that's totally fine. But yeah, they nailed it. The acting is bad, but only from our standpoint of people who love pure cinema. They're like, Jack Black they probably told Jack Black, like, just be the most Jack Black you can be, because everything Jack Black says in this movie is Jack Black.
They gave him the Jim Carrey as Eggman direction.
Totally.
It's like, hey,
totally.
man,
just go. And he did great. And I sorry to cut you off. I just want to say, like, I didn't love this movie, and I thought it was meh by any. It was super safe, but that's what you needed to do with a movie like this.
Yeah. So the thing that I think is just so interesting is like that community aspect of it, of like kids freaking out at every story I've heard about people seeing this movie. I've heard that same story, like kids were freaking out and saying things in the movie. It's great. Like, there's a lady that I work with. She lives in this county that's like has like maybe 20,000 people, and they have like a little theater there, and they were showing the movie for one day. And that experience there was the same experience I'm hearing that's happened everywhere else. It's just like a universal thing.
It's joy. It's like joy.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's great. You need it. It's like good. It's uplifting. Again, story is very bland, but you don't need it to be anything else because it looks good. It's actually a very good looking movie. Like beautiful visuals,
it looks
great
like
CG.
I've seen people complain that it looks fake. I'm like, well, it is a video game.
It is a video game.
They are troned into a universe that is not their own. It's it's my $145 edition of the Super Mario Brothers movie.
See, there you go. JJ is the whole reason. No, but and Jennifer Coolidge is in this.
It has a book. It has both scripts. It's in 4K. It's got
so yeah, Minecraft movie doing well. Let's move on real quick to something that maybe isn't doing so well. Have you guys heard of tariffs and how terrific they are?
Tariff don't like it. Rock the Casbah.
So Sony is raising. I hate that WordPress does this. I gotta get a new WordPress theme. But Sony's raising the price of the PlayStation 5 in several regions.
Big cats.
What's that? Yeah, exactly. The numbers came out. They've been crunching the numbers, and guess what? Shit's expensive. It's all going up in Europe, UK, Australia, New Zealand. Of course, they had already raised the prices once, right? So this isn't the first time that Sony.
Wasn't that a big thing in Japan, like last year, where they just jacked up the stuff?
They've been jacking up the prices little by little, and you've seen their sales numbers in Japan start to kind of go down. Like the PS5 Pro gave a light little bump, and then that started to came crashing back down to earth. But part of Sony is doing everything they can to not raise the price of the PS5 in the US. Like, what's the minimum they can do? So a part of me wonders, are they bringing it up in other places to offset the US?
Well, I mean, it could be. Like they actually sell them here versus the other places.
Yeah. So it's so funny because nobody else gives a shit. You go to the store and literally everything will be $10 more, or $10 to $50 more than it was a week ago, and then nobody says anything or does anything. But tread lightly when it comes to our video game.
We do. But
the most persecuted people,
gamers.
But you look at certain things like. It's interesting. I should say, interestingly enough, the disk drive, the Blu-ray drive attachment went down in price, which just kind of shows you how incredibly cheap that is for them to actually build it. That they can
like $1.
Yeah, like $1 because they're just licensed it out to everybody. So and people have stopped using Blu-ray. It's a dead format, but
unless you're Steph,
unless you're Steph and JJ, but and like 9 of my coworkers, the price of the PS5 now, the digital PS5 is now above the Switch 2 in the UK and Europe and the rest of the world. So
this could also just be reactions to the Switch pricing. If they're like,
I don't know, like they had raised the price. Sony did raise the price first of the PS5 because of inflation and a bunch of other stuff, like JJ said last year, but. And this could also be because of the Switch 2, but I think it could be saying that because if you're going to see the Switch at a premium price now, your console, I don't know, I don't want to say like your console is no longer viewed as premium, but it's no longer the new thing, and so it's just a weird situation. Everybody's treading on eggshells right now. It's just
there has to be something. I mean, they obviously have access to how much inventory is in these places, and they're probably like, okay, we have this much inventory there, we're not going to ship any more there for a year, so we're just going to jack it up to hopefully recoup some costs.
And that's kind of what they've been doing. I mean, the rumor with the Switch 2 is that like the Nintendo has all these that they've made in Vietnam, and those are getting shipped over, so those are not going to get the tariff. The stuff coming from China will, but the Chinese built Switch 2s are going to the rest of the world for now, and the Vietnamese ones are going to the US. So they're like, I read a report this morning that said that, or maybe it was yesterday, I can't remember, but that said that like Nintendo is like basically hey, you guys want to? I know we only have 3 shifts, but can we invent a fourth shift here in Vietnam and in this factory, so that they can start building
How
more
many
and more of these
children
things,
can we
right?
get in here?
How many people can? But by the way, just knowing, because I've been doing a lot of like factory level, plant level stuff for my office, and understanding that it is so difficult to cut costs out of these types of things and
Yeah,
to
that's why you hire
build like
children.
no, but just for to make more of something is difficult, because when you build things, you're building like you have a certain amount of people and there's a certain amount of lines, and everything is down to like the second. The time, how fast it is to
Yeah.
build something. It's like a Switch is probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess like 6 minutes to make. I'm throwing a number out there, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, probably more than that, but to assemble and start putting together. And then if you want to make more of them, you have to hire people and put more places, more tables out there and get more stock coming in. And so it's more than just a factory. There's a whole supply chain that goes.
Yeah, but that one guy that we saw in the Discord had that $1 million contract with Amazon for a critical.
Yeah, dude, that cardboard.
That's right. That's right.
No, so the thing about like factory work, right, is like there's gonna be room for human error within the process. So you like all these things that you just said are things that happen under opportune processes, right? So it's like you can't account for the one guy who's new and it's his first time on a shift by himself and he just fucks up 10 of them, you can't account for that.
You can't. So true.
My first launch PS2 didn't work at all.
That's probably made by the third shift of whatever place made that, and third shift's the worst shift on these
my first 10 Xbox 360s had overheating issues, and the 11th one has finally worked. And I'm not kidding about that. I'm on my 11th Xbox 360 before finally all the overheating shit fixed.
Mine would red ring of death constantly, and there's a guy locally who would fix it, which is nice, but it's just like, dude, like the amount of times I had to get that fixed so I could play Modern Warfare 2 is crazy.
I had to keep resending it to Microsoft, just send it back over and over and over again.
Yeah, like luckily I'm in like where the warehouse is, so
JJ just steals them from just steals them.
You remember all the tricks and stuff, like wrap your Xbox
in a
damp hot towel? Or...
Yep. Real quick, there was a game announcement. There are a couple game announcements. I'm going to share this game announcement. Star Wars Zero Company.
All right.
I'll talk about this one because I'm still writing the article about the other one. But Star Wars Zero Company, tactical first-person turn-based Star Wars game.
People, right?
Yeah, it's XCOM people. It's like X for Axis folk. But yeah, it's going to be fully revealed.
Make it exactly like Midnight Suns, but with Star Wars.
God, yeah, man.
Let me go on dates in the Star Wars universe.
No.
And then have it be a deck building.
Have Troy Baker play the main character. Matt Mercer play the main.
Matt Mercer, baby.
Main guy.
So this is going to be fully revealed at Star Wars Celebration Japan, I believe.
Look, they're leaning. The aesthetic is leaning into prequel stuff. You got a clone trooper and a battle droid. So
so they're saying one of each. But that's kind of it. I know there's other things out there. There was Marathon. What are your thoughts on Marathon, real quick?
Talk about Marathon, yeah. So I've been keeping tabs on this, and it's really strange. There's a strange thing happening. There are people who have had hands-on with the game, and they're talking about how they had PvE experiences within the game. Like they were able to fight bosses and stuff. And then you have Bungie saying, that's not going to be in the game. So me, as a seasoned Destiny 2 player for like 3 months, I kind of got up to date with the Bungie bullshit and how they do it, and this is just like stereotypical how they do things. They'll say it doesn't exist even though it does, which is kind of just a horrible PR thing.
Yeah.
But their messaging, horrible. Like it's a premium game, but it's not gonna be a premium price. I'm like, okay, well you just said it's not premium, so I don't know why you're saying that. But the big thing to me is they're like it's a social game first and foremost. Is their big thing. Like you play with your friends, you have fun, right? But they're saying that it's not like skill based locked. So like the way you get queued into games is based off of your level within the game. So if you have a new friend who buys the game and wants to play with you, and you've been playing since it came out, you can't play with your friend because your level's higher. Second of all, there's no like proximity chat, which I feel like is kind of needed. Not needed, but it's kind of like an integral kind of thing in these extraction games, or even like shooters, even like battle royales. Like I feel like it's really important. So that not being in there is kind of weird. There's been YouTubers who had hands-on with this game who said they told the devs it needs this proximity chat, and they're like, yeah, we're listening, whatever. I think besides that, if they fix those things, I think the game can be a pretty big success, because I mean, like, the aesthetic is awesome. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's really nice looking.
Bungie knows how to make guns feel good. They just needs a little more. I think having some kind of PvE mechanic in there, like these other games like Escape from Tarkov and Dark and Darker, the two bigger PvP games, extraction-based games, have PvE in them as well and PvP. So I feel like they need to do that. Even though people who had hands-on said that they did, even though Bungie's saying it's not going to be in there. I feel like they could Destiny this, like make it MMORPG-y, and it would work very well. I feel like that could be cool. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't really trust Bungie anymore. So,
after everything that's happened,
Sony Bungie.
Sony Bungie.
No. Especially being a Destiny 2 player for a couple of months. Like, I was deep in the sauce with that game.
You were.
Slowly, I was just like, oh, Bungie sucks. Like, that just kind of hit me pretty hard. Because I bought everything in Destiny 2. It cost me like $200, essentially, maybe 160 to get everything in that game. So, like, that's crazy, right? Like, I don't know. I don't trust them. I think the game could be really good, but they need to work on it. Also, the PC specs are really low, which is cool. Everyone can play it.
Yeah. Yep. So September it's coming out. I mean, I'm curious about it. I don't know enough about what to think, but
it's so funny because it's just like, this isn't what Marathon is to me. So to see this game and be like, I mean, this is cool, and it's cool that you're sort of reviving this, but like, Marathon is a specific thing to me, and this ain't it. So I don't know. It's not for me. I don't give a.
I think I mean, just from like a marketing perspective, because that's how my brain is wired, and now that's my job. So
let's say Mr. Big
constantly.
Time.
But from a marketing perspective, I really love the aesthetic of all their marketing. Like it's so punk, like punk isn't like anti, it's like against the grain. It's very like visceral, and I just love that look. I love those greens and the font.
Yeah, it's like this so, lime green hard edges.
It's so edgy in a good way, and I love that. I just want the game to be good. If the game isn't good, then it's like you kind of wasted everyone's time. But
I don't know when it'll show up, but it'll show up.
I feel like September when they say.
They say September, but I don't know what state it's going to be in. I should say, like, it's coming in. Like you said, it's a premium game, but it'll probably be like $39.99, and then they'll sell some level of battle pass type of thing.
Yeah, it'll be like the base game with very little going on for it. It's but
it'll be like Marvel Avengers. Remember, it'll be like the Avengers type game.
You give us $70 and you get the battle pass and some
it's gonna be like Destiny 2, where you buy the expansion and then you have to buy the full, like, the collector's edition expansion to get all the feature content for the year. It's gonna be like that, where it's like you buy the game, the battle pass is $10, but if you spend
Mhm.
30, you get all the stuff for the year.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Sure.
be like that because that's what Sony wants. On
Yeah,
top
and then they're
of
gonna do that
everything else.
every year or two.
Every year.
Ad
Mhm.
infinitum until the game implodes. So-
Till the
Yeah.
game implodes.
That's what Sony wants. I don't think Bungie
Mm.
wants that. Actually, there's a Bungie marketing presentation that they did where they say you under deliver, so the expectations for the next thing aren't as high. They've
Mm.
said that at
Yeah.
GDC before, so I don't know. I don't like those guys.
All right, so let's get into the stuff that we have been playing, and we've been playing quite a bit. Zach is back. He's gonna tell us about all the stuff that he's been playing because Zach has the review codes right now. So we figured let's just clear out a bunch of this stuff. I'm gonna make you more of the. I'll make you. Well, you're top left right now, so it's all good. Tell me, pick one of your games and tell me what it is, what you're playing.
Let's do. Sorry, we're closed first.
Okay, sorry, we're closed, except we're not. We're open.
Sorry, We're Closed is a survival horror romance video game. What's interesting, it's also kind of a Persona game too, which is really cool. But what is really awesome about it is it uses the structure of survival horror to structure as a game, right? But it's not a survival horror game per se. It's not really scary, but
No,
it
it's
uses the
not scary.
structure and the like expectations of what that kind of game is to deliver its message of it's a really interesting kind of loss of love, angels and demons in this little city, this little town, and kind of overcoming a breakup. And also there's just that demon is obsessed with you and you're trying to combat it. And I don't want to spoil it because the way the game progresses as a survival horror game, because it's like if you played Silent Hill 1, you know how this game is, because it's the same structure of like finding an item, do this, do that, walk around a town, talk to people, get this, go there, do this. But the story and the character interactions that happen within that are so good. It's just like a very amazing, awesome video game. Gets my stamp of approval. Is so weird. I couldn't even like begin to kind of describe anything to a person who hasn't played it because it's just like it's just gonna go over your head. There's angels, there's demons, there's a girl, and she's trying to stop a demon being obsessed with her. The cool thing on a game,
so it's a horror game, or
it's not really, right? Like I would like. The cool thing though is so it's structured so it's like a Silent Hill fixed camera game. You go into these areas to get an item to progress the story, usually, and you swap between third person and first person. So when you go in first person, you shoot your gun. They're these like angel weapons, right? Which is really cool. And there's these hearts that pop up on enemies.
It's got an alone in the dark thing going for it.
Yeah. So you shoot the hearts and you get combo points and you build up like a meter for like a super attack, right? And you have a bunch of different weapons and that do different percentage of damage and also hurt certain enemies more. And that's just kind of how the game goes forward. And then in the boss fights, you really have to be kind of on your shit when you're shooting the hearts to like, because when you shoot something, it stuns it. So you shoot, it stuns, and you kind of get these combos off, and then you can use your ultra ability or whatever and kind of get the health down for the boss. So that's kind of the game is really more focused on the bosses at the end of the levels than the enemies, because the enemies as you're progressing through a level are kind of just there to impede your progress. Like they'll like most of them will die and then they'll come back, so you kind of have to navigate around them, but they use them in really smart ways to push you towards the right direction as you're going through to find like a puzzle piece. But yeah, no, it's really awesome. The aesthetic is killer. The art is amazing. Like, and you have this mechanic where you can swap between the demon realm and the real and like the angel realm kind of, and it's like so you swap between like the dingy darkness to this like normal looking place. And so within the dungeons, it has that mechanic where you switch and it'll stun a bad guy like you're seeing right here. But then in the overworld, during the like social settings, everyone that your character has known for like 4 years or whatever is also a demon or an angel. So you kind of get to see their true forms and kind of get to see this kind of this like nasty layer of this little town that you've lived in. So you get to kind of discover people and their relations and how things have gone and how this battle of angels and demons has been going on for longer than you've known, and you've just been kind of like a normal person there without seeing it, you know. It's really cool.
This aesthetic is incredible, man.
Yeah, the art is so good. It's made by two people.
Wow.
It's made by a couple. So his girlfriend did the art and the character models and the music, I think, and then the boyfriend did the everything else. So it's like, yeah,
made it all work.
Yeah, so it's just came out on console. So if you have like a PS5, Xbox is on there. But yeah, it's super good. It's awesome. The music is unique and amazing. It's one of those things when you first hear it, you're like, oh my, what the heck is this? It's crazy. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Play it, go in blind, don't know anything about it, and it's like a good 10-hour video game.
Perfect length.
Yeah. And then Atelier Yumia, another review game. This game, as people, I don't know if people on the podcast know, but I'm a big Atelier fan. They're these kind of games. I mean, they're video games, of course, but you make
okay.
You
video
collect,
games.
You got me started.
So in the previous titles, they've been these games where you just collect items to make alchemy recipes, and you fight enemies and get the drops. You pick up things, you make alchemy stuff, and then that's kind of how you progress the story. Is like there's a guy who comes to you that's like some governor or whatever, and he's like, hey, we need this by this date, and you make it by that date. So it's like
with the law of equivalent exchange,
basically. So you have these like, so you have to like get all this stuff to make this thing, to get all this stuff to make that thing, and then combine those things. And also this boss has this drop, get that drop from the boss, combine that to get the item before the time frame ends, right? So they're kind of these slice of life, chill, very laid back games. Atelier Yumia is the first game in the 26 series of games of this series where they've actually they've decided to strategically stray from the normal formula. So normally there isn't a bad guy, there isn't a guy you're trying to fight, there isn't something bad happening. This game has a very clear, like, these are the bad guys, and you have a very clear like path, and it's more so, I wouldn't say violence, but it's more so like combat focused through the story. So there's this there's this land, this continent that got wiped out by a magical kind of terrorist attack, and this government is sending soldiers over there, and they brought you an alchemist. Alchemy and magic kind of seem as evil, and you're kind of there to help them discover this kind of weird magical place. So that alone in itself is very different for the series. The series is usually very lighthearted, very like, I live in this small town. Me and my friends go out and adventure, and we're going to stop the mayor from having to sell the city because he's poor. Like something like that. Now it's like you're strategically kind of going between places and discovering things and crafting things and trying to stop a bad guy. The alchemy mechanics, so you kind of go out and you explore, you pick up stuff. So this game, to kind of bring it all together, this game is more so like a Ubisoft open world game. So there's a lot of like It's
Map
Breath
game?
of the it's a map game. It's like Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed kind of together, right? But the thing that I think makes this game shine, you also get a bike, pretty cool. Is what makes this game shine is it uses that formula of like pick up this thing, do this thing, do that thing, pick up that thing, do this to its advantage, right? So as you want to craft things, you want to pick up as much as you can because there's different tiers of quality of things you can pick up. So you want to get as much as you can to get the highest tier of that item. So when you go do alchemy, right, it's like, okay, you need wood and this like rock and maybe a metal, right? So it's like if you have a B tier metal, a B tier rock, and a B tier whatever, you put that together, you make a higher grade thing, right? And then within that, you have these spheres like she's showing right here, where you put more items into it to increase the quality and increase the like stats of it. So you want to get the highest quality of things that you can find. So it's like a mass gathering of things is good. So it uses that Ubisoft kind of mentality of like, look at all this stuff you can do. You're like, and normally in Assassin's Creed, you're like, why would I do that? I don't care. And this is like, that's the core mechanic of the game is like finding all the stuff to make your weapons. Cause you can't buy weapons. You can't buy armor.
You have to like craft them. Okay.
You have to craft your own armor. You have to craft your own weapons. So you're kind of really pushed towards like, hey, do you want to get your ass beat? No? Okay, well, you better go craft all this stuff. And you
Listen, I understand that in other games having 70 pieces of paper is irritating, but
no, not in this game. There's those 70 pieces of paper. You add it to your weapon and it increases that bar up and makes the quality go up, and then it opens a socket and you can put something in that socket and you can make your shit even like pop even more. So you have to gather a bunch of stuff, and that's just kind of that's what's cool, right?
Is the little Navi companion that's following her a light bulb or a beaker? It looks like he looks like a bong to be completely honest. But you know, he's kind of this he's this little like dude. I don't know what he is really. No, he just looks like a little like beaker, like a flask.
Yeah. He's like a little companion. He's cute. Spoiler alert, by the way. That's one of the bad guys.
No.
So the thing besides all this crafting and the combat is more action oriented. So it's like you have these two areas. You have like up in the front and in the back. So when you're in the front, you have combat skills, and you jump in the back, you have range skills. Bad guys have these bars above them. They'll show like 5 ranged hits will make you break their armor. So you're like, okay, so you have to bounce between forward and back, but it's also action based. So you're like mashing buttons, and your attacks have bars on them. So you have certain uses for each skill. So each skill does a different thing. Like this one will decrease special defense. This one will do this. This one will do this for your party, for your guy in the party. So it's like you have to be really strategic with how you're fighting, which is really fun. It makes it feel more involved than turn-based, even though it really is just kind of like a turn-based game at the end of the day. You also have perfect parries and dodges and stuff. So there's more to do in the battle, and also your teammates can fight in other areas as you're fighting certain things. So there's a lot of going on. It feels more involved. Besides all of this, the Atelier games have really good writing above anything else. The character writing, the relationships, the world building is just really genuinely good and just awesome to enjoy. The Ryza series, the one that was before this, there's 3 games. That series is really good. The writing is amazing. And it kind of gets not really a bad rap, but Ryza, she's really, if you've seen her, she's really attractive. She has really like big thighs, really big butt. Like
the bit is like, you know,
that's the bit, yeah.
And
thigh hugging socks kind of.
You kind of see that, right? You're like, oh, this is just a horny Japanese game, but within the story, it's never a thing. It's never commented on. No one ever says anything. No one's ever like Ryza's well endowed.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever like, it's just that's just how she looks. And the games do a really good job of just being like, this is just how this person looks. And they never comment on it, which I think kind of makes it distinct where it's like, yeah, obviously she's attractive, but if the character if within the game they're not constantly pointing it out, it makes it it makes it different. It makes it more respectful. And it's like, yeah, she's hot obviously, and we want people to buy the game, but in the game it's not horny, right? So I think the game, at least that series, the last 3 games, it gets kind of like a bad kind of juju. This game kind of has the same thing. I mean, she's attractive too, but it's never like a thing. It's never like, oh my god, she's so hot. It's just like that's
Mm-hmm.
just who she is. But yeah, they're really fun, amazing video games. I highly
They
recommend.
got
the
bikes.
series. And they got bikes. They got Akira.
Did the
bikes.
Akira? Yeah, I was gonna say the Akira bike.
This game is the perfect game to kind of jump in on because it's
Mhm.
like there's also homesteading where you can build bases and stuff, which is a whole other thing. You collect resources, build bases. You go to all these different areas and you build bases for the army. Blah blah blah. But yeah, it's a perfect jumping on point because it's more modern, but still has like this really weird kind of alchemy system that's like,
Mhm.
okay, this is for nerds. Anyways, highly recommend
Excellent.
it. Really, really good. The main character has this really cute accent. Very it's Japanese, obviously, but her accent is very like a country bumpkin Japanese accent. I forget the area that she's from, but it's very distinct, and her voice acting is amazing. Like I just like fell in love with her because she's just like so endearing. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this character.
Cool.
There have been 27 main games in this series.
Wow.
It started back in 1997 on the PlayStation 1, and they've released pretty much one a year every year since
That's
then.
wild.
And I'm looking at like, oh yeah, there's a Atelier game on the Wonder Swan, you know? Like, yeah,
I think in the review kit they sent me, they said they've only sold like 7 million copies across all the games. All the games.
Wow.
All of them.
Wow.
7 million. So it's like,
we sold 8,000 of this game. Sweet.
Yeah, no. So it's like someone is funding this series.
Yeah. Is Gust anything other than Atelier?
No, they just a Koei Tecmo like studio. Essentially, they might be like an assistant studio for like Team Ninja, maybe. But I mean, okay, if we're going off of Koei Tecmo like PC ports, Gus PC ports suck and Team Ninja PC ports suck. So maybe Gus is helping out on those.
Maybe.
Crashlands 2.
I'm just
Oh, what was that, JJ?
Oh, they made they worked on a fairy tale game.
Makes sense.
Crashlands 2.
So to talk about Crashlands 2, you have to talk about Crashlands 1. Crashlands 1 is kind of the first game, not really first, but the first big game to kind of come out in that first wave of like survival crafting video games that we're still in the craze of today. Like we're still in that, but Crashlands 1 was like kind of the first game to kind of come out within that immediate hit. Crashlands 1, what makes it cool is it's kind of a game that can run on anything. You can run it on your browser, you can run it on your phone, you can run it on your PC, your console, whatever. And it has a cross-save system, right? And the story behind the game is very heartwarming. So it's made by the dev group is 3 brothers.
I love that movie. Oh, it's 4 brothers. Never mind. I hate that.
One of the brothers during the development of Crashlands 1 got cancer and he was sick in the hospital. And they were working on this game and they're like, they're like, hey brother, what's your dying wish, essentially? And he was like, I want this video game. He described the video game that he wanted. And they made Crashlands 1 for him to play when he's in chemo, right? Mm-hmm. That's when Crashlands 1 came out. It's their brother's dream game. Fast forward a decade plus later, Crashlands 2 comes out, and it's Crashlands 1, but get this, it's even better. It looks better, it
What?
plays better, it has more life sim emulate like elements. It's great. It's
So what kind of game is this? It's like straight
so
up as I'm
it's
watching this.
a yeah, so it what is Crashlands? So essentially you're a character. She's usually referred to as Purple, and she lands on a planet. And what's cool about this, right, is Crashlands 1 and 2 are actually connected. So if you played 1, the characters you meet in Crashlands 2 are the same. Cool. If you haven't played 1, doesn't really matter, right? So the story is she becomes famous, does a bunch of book signings, whatever. She's traveling to a different planet, Crashlands on the same planet. There you go. Crashlands. So it's
Return to Gilligan's Island. Love it.
Yeah. So it's a resource survival video game. So basically, like, think about Minecraft, think about Rust, video games like
Rust.
that, right?
Yeah.
Rimworld, Dwarf Fortress. Think about those kind of games. But more so, maybe it's not as hardcore as the last two I mentioned, but more so kind of like Minecraft in the way. So you kind of crash land on a planet, and it does a really good job of like kind of guiding you through, like, okay, here's how you get resources to build this. So the initial kind of hook is like your pod crashes and you break a civilian's house, right? And you have to help them rebuild the house. So it kind of teaches you, okay, to make civilians happy, they need to live within an area. So like, okay, so I need to figure out how to craft walls, craft floors. So it's like, okay, it teaches you how to craft houses. And then it's like, okay, how do I make this person happy? They have certain things that make them happy. So kind of think of like Dragon Quest Builders. It's a lot like that too, where it's like each civilian has their own thing that makes them happy, that makes them more productive. And then that NPC also is a person who will like kind of come up with ideas of like future things for you to craft and to make and stuff. So they'll give you quests and you go out and explore. And naturally, like usually in games like this, you won't really hit a wall in like a quest way, but you'll hit a wall, be like, okay, I can't do this. I'll figure it out later. And this game is more so guided, where it's like, okay, here's a wall. I can't go past it. Go back to the quest giver. Eventually, you'll get a quest to make a pickaxe. So you're like, okay, I can make a pickaxe to get past that wall. So it does a really good job of kind of giving you these like walls of like, okay, I need to achieve this to break down that to then keep going out, right? So
that run cycle is ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah. So they really souped up the art. They really souped up the sound, the music. Everything is just like, if you like Crashlands 1, Crashlands 2 is just going to be like the best thing ever, right? But also if you're just like a fan of these kind of grindy kind of survival games, you're also going to like this because it's that, but in a really nice package. And it's more combat, like action-y focused. So it's like more so kind of think about like not Dark Souls, but more so like Ocarina of Time, of like kind of that level of like, I have items I can use on this thing to do things and fight it, whatever. Like it's like more action based than like a Dark Souls. But yeah, it's just like that kind of, it does a very good job of within the campaign to like structure you with like, here's a goal, do this, do that, keep going. But it has a story, and then eventually just keeps kind of growing beyond that. There's pets that you can grow and breed and get new stats and get new armor. Like there's just a bunch of stuff, but it's just like, if you like these sorts of games, it's definitely a game to check out. It runs on anything. It cross play on everything: Steam, Steam Deck, PC, phone, whatever. And I think the devs have done a good job of proving that they're investing in the game, because they updated Crashlands 1 for like a decade. So it's like, if you're in on it, you're gonna be kind of given gifts every couple of months by the devs, changing and adding things.
Keep refining it. And okay.
Yeah, and here's the crafting, and you can make furniture and stuff to make your guys happy. So it's like if you play Dragon Quest Builders, think about that game, and that's what this game is too. So I kind of think about it's more Dragon Quest Builders than anything else. Yeah.
Excellent. Crashlands. You're playing it on You say you're playing on PC, yeah?
Yeah, I'm playing on PC. I've had that code for like 2 months.
Okay.
And the embargo went up last Thursday.
Sweet.
Plenty of time with it.
Yeah, it took away a couple of weekends. But now we'll talk about a board game. Command of Nature.
Your new commander deck. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's
Hold that up again. Command of Nature.
Hi, Big Zach.
There you go. Check that out. Okay, cool. Okay.
Command of Nature. I'll hold up a character card.
Okay.
Here's a little character thing they give you that you get if it'll.
Come on.
Nice blurry card there. Thank you to that's. Yeah,
I have this like artificial blur thing, but yeah, if you can use your imagination, it looks really cool. So, how to describe this game? So, it's a 1v1 or even like 3v1. So you can play with 4 people. You can play with 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the idea of, it's like the idea of like selecting a champion in a video game or selecting a commander in a commander deck in Magic the Gathering or whatever. You select your guy and they do the one thing that they do, right? So you have, for example, you have Torrent the Droplet Sage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he has these effects that you get access to over time. So on the right side of your little board, you have these you have 1 through 8 and they unlock with each turn. So on turn 4 you get to draw 2 cards, and then on turn 6 you get to swap the positions of 2 of the guys in your formation. Then on turn 8, deal damage to an elemental in your opponent's formation based on your sage's position within your formation. So what that means, right, is in this video they have kind of like a little triangle. They have like a 3, a 2, and a 1. So there's like 3 guys in the back, 2 guys in the middle, 1 guy at the front. That's your formation. So you have line 3, formation 3, line 2, formation 2, line 1, formation 1. And each of the cards, so each commander or each wizard has their own deck, and they have their own guys in it. And within that, you have like health and attack and stuff. And so basically, whenever you start the game, you draw your cards, draw 5 cards, and you put out your formation, right? So you put like let me see here, you put a sprout, if we'll go, a little sprout. Blurry, but sprout. Yeah. I'll see if I can turn off the blurry thing. Hold on. Boop. Boop.
Boop. Now we can see your shame.
So sprout, right? So here he can go anywhere. So you can put him anywhere within your formation, right? Then for example, you have your little commander, and you see like under him it has a 1, 2, and 3, so he can be within any row. So ideally you want to put him in your 3rd row, because with the triangle, right, there's the 1, the 2, and 3. The enemies have to attack through the first 2 rows to attack things in the 3rd row. So there are some cards that can attack like 2nd row or 3rd row. So what the idea is you have these like triangles, right? You have you're fighting your opponent, and you have these cards. They're like this, right? He can only be in the first row. He has 2 attack and 4 health.
Thorn Fencer.
So whenever you go through your phases, right? There's a couple phases whenever you start. There is a summon an elemental from your hand to your formation. So if you lost a elemental, you put one back. Then there's a play a command from your hand. Commands are like these, which are like kind of like spells, right? I think is swap the position of two connected ones. So like 2-1, 1-2, or 3-2. So you can kind of move guys around. And then you draw a card. So with this, you add one boost or shield to this elemental. You can be like, okay, I'm going to boost him 1 so he can attack the first row since he has a 1 for 3. So you can get rid of that first row. So like the deck has kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. So ideally you have 3, 2, 1. So that's 6. So there really isn't much room to do anything like strategic, kind of. Like you can be strategic, but like you don't have a lot of access to things to put on the field, because you have to refresh one every turn, and then you have to move things up as they deplete down. But there are effects in here that can make it to where it's interesting when you're going against an opponent. Like the pedal mage. When this elemental enters your second row, move a card from your discard pile to your hand. So you can kind of like, okay, this guy died, I'm gonna grab him back and then put him out next turn. So there's this. So I wouldn't say there's a lot of strategy within it, because you're just kind of like, I'll attack with this, and then okay, it's your turn. But where the strategy does happen, where it kind of makes it fun, is the different commanders have different special abilities, right? So like I was talking about Torrent, he can draw 2 cards on his turn 4, right? For Perella here, they on turn 4 they can play an attack command from the discard. So there's different kind of ways you can approach it. But at least whenever I played, there isn't like, I want to say there isn't a lot of thought, but there isn't a lot of like, once you've played all the decks, it's like, okay, I've played this game enough, right? You do also get access to like gold to buy equipment and to buy things. There's also like a shared deck where you can like buy units and buy things, but it's just like, it's more so going to the point of elongating the game instead of being like a strategic kind of move. I don't think that it's a bad game. I just don't think it's the right game for me. Because like I play a lot of card games. Like that's just kind of like what I like. And I play a lot of board games too, and this is just like, I think this is a good game to play with someone who wants to kind of get into deeper things. Like if they just only played Catan or played like Ticket to Ride or Monopoly, even whatever, like this would be a good game to be like, hey, do you want to try something new? Like, this would be a good game to introduce them to kind of the depth of other card games within this kind of genre, right? It's not so much a deck building game. It's not so much a strategy game. It's more so just like can you kind of outwit your opponent by taking them down piece by piece. So it's kind of one-sided if you kind of understand the game more than the opponent.
It's attaching like RPG elements to a deck of playing cards in a way. Like you know what everything's going to be and what everything there's no surprises in the overall meta.
So
but,
like yeah, because I mean like you can buy things from the like store deck. But it's like it isn't really anything crazy. Like you can buy things like a projectile blast, which is deal damage equal to the attacking elemental's strength to an elemental 2 rows away. So it isn't like anything crazy. Like it's like
Yeah.
you're just moving a stat block from one part to the other. Versus I don't know. It's just I feel like there could be more to it. Um, there could be more cards. I mean, the games do go pretty long for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like it could. There just could be a little bit more. I feel like, but I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a badly designed game. I just don't think that I'm the target demo
Target.
for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Fair.
I feel like if a kid played this, it'd be really awesome. It'd be like, oh,
Hmm.
like this would be a great way to introduce um like magic to a child because it does a really good job of showing you like here's a core mechanic for your deck and here's these creatures and how they interact within that kind of theme of your commander or whatever, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
does a good job of like a step of processes. Like it has it laid out on your card where it shows you the process within the game over here. So it's like summon an
Mm-hmm.
elemental from your hand, play a command from your hand, swap the positions of two, draw a card from your deck, right? So it's like it has that good order of operations, which is what Magic is order of operations for
Yeah.
everything. Like so it's like yeah, it's competent, it's good, it's fun. I think it's like $25, maybe 30. I think it'd be great. Like if you wanted to play with your kid, it'd be awesome.
Cool.
Like but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe their other game, Unicorn, it's like Unicorn game. I forget what it's called, but it has a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
expansions. And usually with board games and expansions, they usually keep tweaking and adding things to the core mechanic. That game will probably be better for people who are gigabrained like myself.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's really really cool.
Cool.
Thank you guys for sending me the game, by the way. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's it for the actual review codes and review products. You nailed it. It was the Zach show, which we love.
It's the Zach show starring him.
But you've been playing something else, and so has JJ. You guys have both been playing a specific...
Actually, I think we've both been playing the same thing. So
that's what I said. You guys have been playing
the
something.
2 games that I've been playing, I know he's been playing it.
Oh, I thought it was Sorry We're Closed.
No, I mean I played. I forgot about Sorry We're Closed, but
it's Schedule 1.
Schedule 1.
What?
I've been playing the hell out of Schedule 1.
Wait, what's that?
Schedule 1, dude.
It is a first-person drug dealing simulator.
You've been playing it or living it?
I don't even live it. The stuff that I want's legal here.
Yeah.
It is just, it's one of those goofy $20 games that gets its hooks in you right away, and it really is just you sort of living the life, building your drug empire. Yeah, like you're living in, like, it starts off with you.
This is it right here, huh?
The game's awesome, dude.
It's not on the screen yet for me, but
oh, sorry. Yeah. I should probably put it on the screen. There you
go. Yeah, it's got a very Adult Swim aesthetic to it. But yeah, no,
Spicy snow.
yeah, like, early game, you're just in like a little small town, like a shady part of town kind of thing, and you're running your pot growing venture out of a shitty hotel room. The cops will stop you down and frisk you, and I don't know. It's just you sit down.
Wait, what was the name of the place? Hold on. What was the name of this building? Taco Ticklers.
Taco Ticklers. Yeah. Yeah. You want to go down to the Taco Ticklers?
Nice.
And you can launder money, by the way. No.
Yeah.
The
perfect. They're on tax time. Yeah.
No, it is like it nails. Yeah, it nails sort of like the movie feel of drug cartels in a weird way, like especially like American drug cartels. Like it's goofy enough, and you're like, there's like dead drops hidden throughout the town. So it's like, all
Mhm.
right, you need some stuff. All right, well, between like 3 and 4, you got to go to the dead drop it's like underneath the bridge, man, and it's gonna be there. You're like, all right, I'll be there.
No, dude.
And I
No.
love it when the cops frisk you, because there's like a mini game that goes with it where it's like
Oh,
you have
wow.
to hide it, and
you can
the
conceal
cops
your
go
stuff.
from right to left. So if you have multiple things on you, when you hold and click down on an item, you hide it. So you have to like time it. So it's like, okay, I've got pot here, and like there's some pot here too. So there's seeds here. So they're gonna hit. You hold down the button, and then the frisk goes past it, and then you got to move to the next one. So the frisk goes past it. It's a good mechanic.
You're skipping over the best part of the game. So the best part of the game, right, is the actual. So when you're starting out, you actually have to be hands-on with the product, right?
Yeah.
So you buy the seed, which is what we just saw.
Yeah.
But before that, you have to buy soil. So you buy soil, and the game has a little bag, and you have to like drag your mouse across the
Pokemon
bag
TCG app style. You got to
open the soil, and then you have to like grab it with like left click on the mouse. And
it is extremely awkward to do this.
Use A on the keyboard to like tip it over. So you
there's
tip it over, you pour it into the bat.
There's no built-in controller support, and that it benefits it greatly. You really have to play it mouse and keyboard, because they make all of the actions extremely awkward.
And then you grab your pot seed, your weed seed, and it's
yeah.
like little vials just hanging out over the hole, and you're like, okay. And then you have to click the top to uncork it. So you click the top, uncorks it. Then you have to click the vial, and you have to turn it to the left to dump the seed into the thing, which is showing right here.
Yeah.
And then you have to grab your watering can.
Yeah, you gotta
and
fill
bring
it up
over.
in the sink, man.
You gotta fill it up in the sink. You gotta click the top of the sink, and it fills it up. And then you bring it over to your pot plant, and you have to hold the thing and turn it over with the S on your keyboard. There's hit markers on the dirt that you have to hit. So you're like hitting these like markers. And then you have to wait a couple of hours, and the pot grows. Then you have to get your trimmers. You have to click every single bud on the plant. And then you have to bring it over to the station.
You gotta take it to your workstation.
Where you have these baggies that you bought.
Did you buy the baggies? If you didn't buy the baggies, you got to go to the hardware store and get the baggies.
You got to go to the hardware store to get the baggies. So then you have your baggies up, and then you have to grab one bud. You have to grab one bud by another and drag it into the baggie, and then zip the baggie shut, and then drag it into your little like area right here to the right.
Hopper,
And it's usually like 8 buds per like plant. So you're like, gotta do it 8 times at least. So you're like, okay, dragging it. So, and then after you do that a bunch, you finally level up and you get access to mixing. And mixing is where you can be like, I'm taking this OG Kush and I'm mixing it with Viagra. And you mix it, and then you get to name it whatever you want. The game gives you randomized names, which are usually pretty awesome, but you can name it whatever you want, which is great. So you can walk up to a guy and be like, hey, you want this OG Ass Blaster 9000? And they're like, yeah, I do. And then they smoke it, and then you're like, I wasn't aware of the attributes within this weed, and they smoke it, and then their hair blows off, and then they turn black. They turn into an African American man, because you didn't realize that inside the description of the weed, that's what it does. So you're like, oh shit. Or it turns them into an alien, or it makes them shoot electricity out of themselves, or they can walk into a place that they work and explode. So you have to be careful with what you mix in here. Give to your people. But there's also like a social sim you have too, where you have to like manage relationships with the people you're dealing drugs with. Because they'll text you and be like, hey, can I get 4 OG Kush for $140? In your mind, you're like, that is ridiculous. Like, OG Kush sells for $45 per bag. Like, why would I do $140?
Howdy, Jeff.
But then you're like, instead of being like the capitalist mindset, you're like, I trust this guy. He's been my friend since the start. I'll give him 4 OG Kush under market value for $140. You give it to him. He knows he's getting a deal. You know you're getting screwed, but the meter goes up. His friendship meter goes up. And then you get access to more people who eventually give you access to dealers and producers and people who are friends.
There's like
It's
a flow
crazy.
chart. There's like a flow chart of like this person knows this person. So if you get in good enough vibes with them, they will tell you how to talk to the other person.
Incredible.
And you give them you give them some business.
Besides all this, there's so much meme potential. It's crazy on stream, whatever. It's made by one guy, one dude who's in college, who just sold a million copies of his video game. It's like, like that's what's awesome about it. Some dude who's now set for the rest of his life from a video game.
Yeah.
That's what's awesome about it.
Yeah, and then you have movie games out there like investigating, like, should we sue him? Because our Drug Dealer Simulator 1 and 2 didn't even sell 500 copies yet.
This is the walk. It kind of is a walkthrough for Schedule 1. Yeah.
Don't worry. I want to go back to Zero, the prototypes. Don't worry. At the very beginning of the game, they say that they don't condone any of this, so it's fine.
Yeah, so it's totally cool.
And you can also make meth. So.
Yeah. In the game.
I mean,
what's really cool is he updates the game like every week and adds new stuff.
Yeah, like there wasn't pawn shops in it at the beginning, and now
there's pawn shops now. The characters in the game are like really fun and awesome, and they're just like really interesting to talk to. Like it's just like it's a really well made video game.
I made my guy. I made my guy as completely like conspicuous as possible. He is just like his eyes are wide open, as red as I could get him, with narrow pupils. He's like he took the drug from the first episode of Cowboy Bebop. It's like he's ready to go.
No, my guy, he is wearing the RuneScape default character outfit, like the green shirt, the khaki pants, the black shoes, but he's bald. So he's not bald. He's like he has that like hair, like
the horseshoe.
He's bald on the top. Yeah, he looks cool. The other thing that's crazy to me is like there's actually like time management stuff that you have to do and like inventory management.
Yeah,
there's a thick video game hidden within all this like.
Wow.
These memes, right? It's like, okay, so Kyle texted me. I scheduled him for 6 to 10, and then he wants 4 OG Kush. I only have 2. I hope my plants grow in the time. And also, Sally, between 6 and 10, she needs 8 of this, so I need to make sure I have that packed and ready to go. And then also, the police are patrolling after like 9 p.m.
Yeah, there's a curfew in like the first section of the
curfew, so you have to play Metal Gear Solid and sneak around, and then also you can like shoot people, but then also later on you can hire people and like increase your means of production. Like it's a legit video game. Underneath all the memes, there's a real game there. If you're like a Factorio and like management simulator kind of nerd, this game is that 100%, but it's just drugs instead, and that's what makes it really, really, cool.
It's the personality of it is second to none.
It feels like Rick and Morty if it wasn't cringe.
Has that aesthetic, definitely.
Yeah, it has that aesthetic. It has that Adult Swim sense of humor.
Cool.
And it's very tongue-in-cheek. It's very poking. It pokes fun at small America and drug culture and police in general and like society. It does a really good job of all of that.
Your hotel room has an Atari 2600 in it. You can play Snake if you feel like you really just want to.
Yeah, and you can play Snake, but it's really impressive coming from a young game developer. Like, I love when games like this happen, where it's like, one guy is like, "I'll make this game, whatever." I'm in college.
The right people online have found it too. So it's really
like my boy Twitch.tv/itswill. There
you go.
Because after he played it, Kai Sanat played it. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna go ahead and say
and Charlie Moist Critical.
yeah,
It's his
Charlie.
game of the year right now. So it's all he thinks about is schedule.
It's a phenomenal video game.
Yeah, it's $20.
Oh.
It's well worth it.
So we could get into blueprints this week. We're already at 10:30. We're like an hour and a half into the show, or we can just save it till next week after I've had a chance to play.
No, let's talk about blueprints real fast. I want to say something about it. I bought it. I played an hour of it. I refunded it. It's good. It's just not for me. That's it.
It's
really.
It's Zach's style of neurodivergence is not this game.
Okay.
This is my style of neurodivergence.
Nice.
This is very much in the vein of what if like Riven was a roguelike.
Yeah. That's why I'm so excited for this. I'm so
super cool. I love the design. I love everything about it. It's just not like my brain is just like, okay, this is cool, but I can't play this. Like,
no. I mean,
it sucks. I hate myself so much. I wish I could play
I got my notepad ready to go.
Yeah,
because
this is my style.
The game has a note in the rooms that says like, maybe you should have a notebook, and they are right. You need to have a notebook. There are things that you need to do, keep track of. It's ridiculous. Like, so the core concept of it is, it's like every like 80s kids fantasy movie where it's like your uncle died and it's left you a house, but you only get it if you can complete his, spend the night in a haunted house kind of thing. You got to find the secret 47th room. Nobody knows where it is. And also the layout of the house changes every day.
Nice.
And every time you go to a door, you see that screen, you get your choice of what you want this room to be. And the rooms do have different attributes. Sometimes they'll have items in it. Sometimes they'll have puzzles in them. Sometimes they'll just give you a buff. They'll add steps to you or be a store that you can go to. Or sometimes they're just an ends to a mean. Like, I need more doors, so I got to put in this hallway that has more doors.
There's also gems as well. You can get gems.
Yeah, there's gems, and the gems, and sometimes the gems are required to get certain special rooms that have special attributes to them and stuff. And you're constantly you're just kind of chipping away at it. You're trying to, like, every day you start a new day, and it's just like, okay, so go to a ring. Because you start fresh. The room's the same, and it's randomized what cards you're going to get to the room. And sometimes it's like has certain rules, like, occasionally the doors in the west wing will be all locked. So you have to take that into account when you're creating more rooms, because if they're in the west wing, they're going to be locked, and you can't find keys. Then you're kind of locking yourself out of like further expansion and stuff. And like and you're going to need the store. You're going to need certain things that pop up throughout there, but you're not going to need those on other playthroughs either. It's just there's no like super comfortable way of like feeling like what you're doing in this game, because it does feel the randomness feels so chaotic. But you start to see the patterns in the chaos a little bit the longer and longer you play. And I had to Google it because I needed to make sure. It's like, do the number of days matter? Like, if this takes me way too long, is this like Legend of Zelda, where like after a certain amount of time, it's like, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, it could be 150 days. It doesn't matter. Just keep going until you figure it out, and you will. But I mean, the game's up. But yeah, and so like,
sweet.
So like, any items you find at the end of the day don't stay with you. You can't stay in the house, so you have to end the day when you've exhausted all you can do, or feel like you've exhausted all you can do. You just gotta leave, and it resets everything, and the next day starts. And it's just sit at this desk plucking away at it. And this is another one of those everybody's talking about, like, this weird, like a weird fucked up artist has come up with something insane, and everyone's going to be talking about it for the rest of the year kind of game. So,
Yeah,
but again,
it's
unlike I think like something like Balatro is super accessible to a lot of people.
Yeah, this is
This is inaccessible to
yeah
a large chunk of
to a
people. This
Zach.
game,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I agreed. Yeah, yeah.
There's
it's
going to be
like
people that maybe even like this because, like, I've talked about them on this game. I love like escape room games. Like I reviewed
Hmm.
that Da Vinci thing or something. It's
Yep.
like just set me in a room with a notepad and like a intricate puzzle, and I'm thrilled to just kind of pluck away at it until I solve it. As long as you don't put a timer on me, I don't care. I don't want a timer, and it doesn't do a timer, which it has the footprints. You can only move so many times, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really to keep that like up. Like it's like I eat a banana. You can create rooms that add 10 steps every time you enter the room,
Hmm.
or
master
like add a couple
bedroom.
steps or whatever. So it's like, oh, I have to have one of those in there. I just pass through it and I get at least 10 more steps to explore the house and what have you.
Yeah,
So
no, I like. Despite me it not being my type of game, the game's design is just immaculate. It is
Sweet.
so well thought out
yeah.
and just like really well conceived. It's also a game from a first time developer, which is just kind of
I love it.
nuts.
Love it.
Like this kind of level of understanding of gameplay mechanics, story, and just kind of making it cohesive kind of thing, but also it like the thing that JJ was saying about the layout of the rooms. It's like, yeah, you have a layout of the rooms, right? As you go through like the west wing,
Mm-hmm.
eventually at some point you will have to backtrack.
Yeah.
So as you adventure through the west wing, you have to be like, okay, I need a master bedroom in here to get more steps. But the thing that's dangerous about a master bedroom is it only has one exit door, right? Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be like, there's only one door here, and that door, the random roll I could get could just be a dead end on all three. So
Yeah.
you have to gamble every single chance you get. And it's just like, it's so methodically
Hmm.
planned. It feels crazy and random, which is great, but it's not, right? There's a clear, decisive path with the puzzles. The puzzles are the main ingredient, right? You get a puzzle room, that's the main path. You go through that puzzle, and that is the intended way to go through this story, right? Everything else is kind of filler to get to that point. You have levels as you go through. There's like a grid system, right? That shows in the trailer. There's like a 1 through 7 or 1 through 9 or whatever. As you go through the levels, the game will kind of track you and unlock more cards or rooms as you go through. It's just really well, like it's an immaculately thought out, crafted video game. Like it's like when I have people like on Twitter when I see my arch nemesis Jason Schreier say that it's the best game he's ever played, I play it. Even though it's not for me, I can look at it and be like, yeah, it checks out.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
like
it's an important skill to learn, to that not everything has to be for you, but that doesn't mean it's like, but at the same time recognize that something is, good. Like there are plenty of things like I always said, it's like I Halo was never my thing. I never gave two rips about Halo, but that doesn't mean I ever thought it was a bad game. It just was a bad game for me.
Sure.
I don't
Sure. Yeah.
By the way, I refunded the game and then I bought the Magic the Gathering season pass with the money I got.
There you go. There you go.
Just so you guys know.
Well, speaking of cards, I'm gonna open up some card packs because that's what I'm bringing to today's game. I have a couple.
You're just still playing Xenosaga? Is that it?
Well, I that and some review thing, and I got I wanted to play Blueprints, but my stupid
Blueprint.
Get it? It's a pun.
Whenever I realized that, I was just like, I'm stupid. This is crazy.
That's the very first thing. I thought I misread it the first time. Anyways, no, I had this Game Pass code that I bought in January from Woot. And so I'm like, oh shit, I can finally use it now for Blueprints. So I put it in over the weekend, like end of last week, and it wasn't working. I'm like, why is this not working? It's saying in wrong region, but I'm in the US region and there was no region attached to this Woot order. So tried a few things, contacted them. They said they're going to try to fix it. They got back to me with a new code today. And that code also is telling me wrong region. And so it's Woot. Whatever Woot is like. So I've come to find out from Xbox, as I chatted with Xbox, Woot is actually not an authorized retailer of anything. Like Woot buys like used crap basically.
It's funny too because like
not,
Woot is Amazon. Like it's not even like
it's weird, totally. But yeah, that's the Xbox person is like Woot is not an authorized retailer. So anywho, yeah, Woot is the dollar store for Amazon.
No, they're the debt and ding department of Amazon.
Yeah. And so whatever code they're giving me, they don't even know that it's not they're region specific. So anyway, I spoke to
you just got an
Xbox.
Undeliverable code, a code that was basically sent to an email that doesn't exist. So
Xbox hooked me up. After talking to their customer care, they gave me an updated. They actually added 3 months onto my account. Amazingly enough, also because it sounded like they were having an existential crisis, and helping me was the most important thing. That response they had to me, which was like it was like soul sucking. Please save me. Thank you for providing me the only moment of joy and worth in my whole day was helping you get this code working. So funny. Anywho, so I'll be playing that. There you go.
Cool. Yeah, we can definitely see that. Thank you.
See your hand. Oh,
okay. So Killer Clowns from Outer Space remake is in the works. Ryan Gosling is set to produce the film.
Hell yeah. Good. Maybe they'll make a game that's competent. Oh,
that game was still perfectly fine.
That game was fun. We liked it at PAX, and it's good.
So
I have
out of PAX.
I have. This is what we'll kind of finish up on here. I have. Not you.
Hi, Zach.
Forget you.
I'm the only one that
Stupid
plays this game.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this game.
Big Galley, boo.
Yeah, so there you go. I got the One Piece card game. Got myself a pack. I saw it at Barnes, so I figured why not. So let me see how I can open this guy without
Barnes
ripping.
and Noble.
God, if it gets something good, I'll be really, really mad.
I don't know anything about what's good in this game, so
you'll know. I'll
let you know. Most cards cost like
why is there no like easy tear for this thing?
I don't know. I just buy boxes, flex, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
My Barnes and Noble is closing.
What? Well, you should
only
start
to
buying
reopen
like there.
Across the street. It's very fun.
We're getting our first one here this year, so
they are a very good card retailer. You wouldn't think it.
They are. Yeah, they're great. Okay.
Let's see what you got.
Is there like a specific order that I need to open this in, or
all the good shit's at the back? So
so I start with the front of this. Okay.
Yeah.
First card is Lindbergh. Look at that Lindbergh. You can also get cheap viewers on Steam. Boo. Lindbergh, looking good there.
That card's trash. Next.
All right. Gecko Moria.
That card, in another set is better. Next.
Full of lead.
That's good for Blackbeard.
Okay.
Next.
Monster.
Monster's good in a Shanks deck if you don't have any other cards. Next.
Okay. I got a special Muggy Ball.
That is good for Buggy, but Buggy isn't that good, so pass.
Okay. I have
Peach Beard.
Trash.
Peach Beard. Trash. Jinbei.
Jinbei. Trash.
Jinbei. Sorry. I have Murder at the Steam Bath.
I don't even know what that is. Next.
Murder at the Steam Bath. Okay.
It's a Murder at the Steam Bath. I have Shiryu.
Oh, Shiryu's good. He's a staple in the Blackbeard deck right now. That's meta, so that's good. You might get $1.
You might get $1. Okay, is that the most? I have a couple more here. Is that like what? Whatever. I'll get to that later on. I have something called Building Snake.
Building Snake is really good. He's really good in red decks. So like, if you're looking at like a Zoro leader or a Shanks leader deck, he's really good in those. He's really good.
Pay rules. He gives you cheap viewers. I have Silver's Raleigh.
Oh, dude. He's cool, but in this set, he's not that great. In the last two sets ago, he's a staple. So
And the last one, another kind of cool looking Chinese card, Audio.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude. So this deck. So what's weird? So Odyssey. It says Odyssey at the bottom, which is like the
Yeah.
tag, right? So
Mhm.
like all the cards that come out are within a certain tag. So it'll usually be like within that pirate crew, be like a Blackbeard crew or like a
Mhm.
Dressrosa or whatever. Odyssey is a video game that came out last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the Odyssey deck, there's a leader. Her name is Lim, who's
Mhm.
from Odyssey. She's actually doing really good right now in Japan, which has a set ahead of us. So she's doing really good. Audio, he might. I'm not even lying, dude. That card might be worth like $20.
Really?
I'll just go ahead and say that. Yeah.
Okay. And there was one more card that I have in here. It is looks like it is like Goldie Roger.
Yeah, I can see Dally looking at his computer screen. Like,
Just
trying to
reading
learn
shit.
I pulled one of those whenever
Yeah.
I pulled.
I heard it's like
I opened that box. Yeah.
Cool. So those are the cards that I got.
The chase cards, the really rare cards you're looking for those, are called manga rares, which have like manga paneling in the back, and they look
nice,
fucking awesome.
Nice.
So,
and then I have
like $400.
Sweet. So then I bought this pencil case from Best Buy, the Pokemon pencil case that has 2 packs inside. These packs, the pencil case was $9.99. I think it was actually on sale, or it was like whatever. It was like normally $14. I think it was on sale for like $6.99 or $7.99. So I bought 2 of them. They both have 2 2 packs in there, which means I could probably sell these for like $15 each.
You could sell them more than what you open them up for.
Yeah, literally. Temporal and Twilight Masquerade. If I open them, they're not going to be worth anything. But I could sell them right now. But I'm gonna open them.
Don't be a scalper, dude.
No, I'm not gonna be a scalper. I'm opening.
A
Let's
kid
try.
Could have had those.
What's that?
A kid could have had them, and you kept them closed, sealed. Fuck you, no.
I could buy 2, so I bought 2. All right. Oh, here we go. There's a. I always hate opening card packs. I'm always afraid I'm gonna fuck it up. Here we go. Okay.
You're telling me, man.
So the ones in the back are the best ones, right?
Of the most recent decks, yeah.
Okay,
so I don't know anything about Pokemon, unfortunately. So this.
So I have to. So which is it's land in the back, something like that, or
yeah, it'll be your energy in the very back, and then the card, and then that card will be the rare.
Okay, so then I'll start with this side then. Okay, so Lampent.
They love that fucking thing, man. They love Lampent, man.
Poltergeist. Poltergeist is good. Look at that.
They really leaned on the ghosts in recent years, which is fine with me. That's my. If I was a
Ducklet is always good. Ducklet's good. Ninetales, just like okay, cool. Glally.
I hate that loser.
I hate that thing, dude.
Ogre's Mask. Oh, Ogre's Mask is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like
Ogre's Mask. Choose a Pokemon EX in your discard pile that has Ogerpon in its name. Probo Pass. Anything with a nose, baby.
Weird.
That thing sucks.
Weird racist Pokemon.
Yeah. Whirlipede.
Okay.
Reverse Hollow.
Some cool stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Sandshrew.
Classic.
That's good art. I like the art on
that. The original 151. Yep.
Oh, it looks like looks like you might have something back there.
Yeah, I see it.
You got an X.
Oh, wrong one. Wrong one.
Okay, Greninja. Yeah.
Greninja. I like Greninja. It's a nice looking card.
Yeah, the X's aren't really worth a whole hell of a lot.
No.
$1 or $2, but you know.
Have you guys seen that guy Coop on YouTube and TikTok?
Probably.
He goes to card shows and gives away free stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll be like, hey, what's your favorite Pokemon? Here's your thing. Give that shit to Coop, dude.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try one more. My last one, Temporal Forces.
I don't remember what Temporal Forces was.
It's with this guy in the card.
Oh, I mean, I know what it looks like. I just don't remember what the deck was.
Me neither. Okay.
Weird time.
Let's see. Is the last?
I think it's the one with all the weird Scarlet and Violet time displaced Pokemon thing.
Probably.
Eyeball.
Reller.
Okay. Nobody likes him. That's fine.
Ponyta. Yeah, whatever.
Ponyta. There we go.
Chatot.
Yep.
Cottony. Ooh, and
you're just getting all the baby Pokemon. Great.
Shaman.
I like Shaman.
Shaman's great. Shaman's great for in the card game, for card game pocket, I should say. Shaman's actually pretty awesome. Fortress.
Fortress is also a banger.
Yeah.
Vicavolt.
I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Next. I have here. How many cards? Okay, I got 3 cards. Okay. Mudbray. Look, it's a freaking donkey.
Whoa, looks like you got something back there too. Right. Mudbray.
Donkey.
Carkle. Hate that dipshit.
I hate that. It lets you hatch Pokemon really, really fast.
Does it?
Yeah.
And the last one is...
Oh, no, Whimsicott.
Nothing. Garbage. Garbage.
What happened?
JJ with the, you got something back there. Oh, you got nothing.
Nothing.
The Greninja EX is the best one I have. Yeah. Whatever. I like looking at the cards. That's the
Greninja might be worth something just because it's Greninja.
It's Greninja, but I think because I have that card, I think I got 2 of those. So.
I'm gonna hop on tcgplayer.com right now and find out Greninja from what was that from Greninja from Twilight Masquerade. Okay.
Oh, Dolly, I lied to you. I'm sorry. So
what's that
Adio that you pulled in One Piece. The full art version of him is actually worth $30. The one you pulled is only 10 cents. I'm sorry.
Okay. This Greninja is 98 cents. So I'm just giving you a heads up. 98 cents.
Unless it's like, it's one of those ones where if you got the full art, you would have gotten like a $200 card. But
yeah. For sure. Anywho, that's where we're at. That's the good stuff.
Hey, do you guys see this little box over here?
Yeah.
Let me just grab something random. Let's see what I get. Oh. It's Nami.
You got Nami.
Nami. Hi, Nami.
Yeah, baby. Every TCG player has the bucket.
There's like 800, 900 cards in there from the 3 boxes I opened this month.
Love it. My dudes, it's been an awesome evening. Definitely want to thank you for hanging out with me, spending your Monday. Oh, God, I got to get a better thingy here. This thing flies over the place. JJ, as usual, a wonderful dude. SideQuest, also, as usual, a wonderful dude. Thank you for your wonderful reviews today. Catching up. We're trying to get some more in here. We're getting locked and loaded. JJ's got some stuff. Sam has some stuff. I've got something that I downloaded and playing. I think the embargo is up tomorrow. No, today. Okay.
I'm review free for my first time in 2 months.
Yeah. Oh boy, we'll hook you up. Don't worry. You want the Switch too? Yes. SideQuesting.com, SideQuesting TV, and I don't have a Secret Santa gift.
It's Sam, dude. It's Tom.
Tom. We're gonna corner Tom at PAX.
Show producer Tom.
Yeah.
We'll your Secret Santa gift will be us waterboarding Tom.
Oh yeah.
Chinese waterboarding.
There you go. Just be ready. Be ready. You can find us SideQuesting.com in the Discord. Definitely do the Patreon thing. It's always super helpful. And with that, we'll see you on the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye-bye.
Bye.